Hello and welcome to Do I Like It, a Quint production where we review anything and everything under the sun. I am Garima Sadhwani, and in this episode I will tell you, do I like Jaggi? Jaggi is a 2021 Punjabi film that was recently screened at the India Habitat Centre as part of the 15th edition of the Habitat Film Festival. It was directed by Anmol Sidhu and stars Ramneesh Chaudhary in the titular role. The film is about Jaggi, a boy in rural Punjab, somewhere in his late teens or early 20s. वो अपनी 12 एकड़ की खानदानी ज़मीन पे खेती करता है. His father, a cop, is a drunkard, and his mother is, well, let's just say mostly absent. Before I tell you more about the film though, I'd like to give a trigger warning and disclaimer to our listeners. Jaggi deals with sexual abuse and rape, and there are mentions of this in the episode ahead. I also wanted to tell you that you can check out other episodes from this series as well as other podcasts from the Quint on our website or wherever you catch your podcasts from. So okay, back to the film. Jaggi could be anyone. वो जब अपने खेतों में ट्रैक्टर चलाते हुए हरभजन मान के गाने सुनता है ना, तो it could be any of your stereotypical Punjabi heroes. But the tragedy of Jaggi, both the film and the man, is that he is not just anyone. He has a secret. One that leaves him exposed to exploitation, bullying and sexual harassment. I'll give you a little background. तो जग्गी ना एक बहुत छोटे से गांव से है और जब वो 9th क्लास में जाता है he has to switch to an all boys school some 8 kilometers away from his village. And this is where he realizes how much boys his age talk about sex and masturbation. Egged on by his classmate, Jaggi tries masturbating but realizes that something is wrong. He goes back and confides in the classmate, who thinks that he must be gay if he can't get an erection. फिर तो पूरे स्कूल में बात फैल जाती है. The other boys try to corner him in the washroom and in empty spaces. They molest, harass and rape him, constantly. His impotence, a medical condition, gives people around him a free pass to bully and exploit him. Or so they think. Jaggi now has nowhere to go. No one to run to for cover, no safety net. उसे पहले तो डर लगता है कि if he tells anyone, everyone will know that he has erectile dysfunction. But soon enough, another fear adds on. You know, this film is inspired by true events. It shows you the reality of sexual abuse, egged on by sexual frustration. It shows you the depths people can fall to, solely because of lust. जिसके पास भी हल्की सी भी पार है ना, वो अपने से कमज़ोर को बहुत बुरी तरह एक्सप्लॉइट कर रहा है throughout the film. You know, for me, this film also was drawing a contrast with how Punjab is portrayed in mainstream and even in Punjabi cinema for that matter. I think if you keep aside Urta Punjab, I haven't seen a portrayal of Punjab as real as this in cinema in ages now. But then again, independent films को अगर support मिले तब दिखेगी ना social reality इसकी असलियत. The film breaks away from mainstream cinema as it talks about something that most filmmakers and even audiences would shy away from. But I digress. Jaggi is also a very strong film visually and graphically. मतलब I can't even count कि फिल्म में कितनी बार मैं almost उछली या मैंने अपनी आंखें बंद करी. It was too striking visually. And the background score? Oof. Every time any graphic portrayal of harassment was shown on screen, ऐसे एकदम तेज ना heartbeat की आवाज़ आती है. That is Jaggi's. It almost complements what you are feeling वैसे, क्योंकि आपकी भी धड़कनें बढ़ ही जाती हैं. The film is traumatic, triggering, and it shakes you to your very core. But it's also raw, touching, and unnerving. The film juxtaposes Punjab's beautiful fields and backdrops with Jaggi's internal struggles as he tries to come to terms with the stigma associated with a medical condition he has no control over. Ramneesh Chaudhary plays Jaggi's role with such honesty, showcasing such mature vulnerability that it's hard to believe it was only his first time facing the camera. He brings a certain sense of authenticity and rawness to the film with his acting. Other than, of course, the brilliant acting and theme, the film also throws light on something all of us encounter in our daily lives, but seldom delve upon. दिक्कत ये है यार कि कोई बात करना ही नहीं चाहता और जो हिम्मत करके बात करे भी उसकी कोई सुनना नहीं चाहता. फिर तो सवाल यही है ना बस, How will you ever break cycles of abuse and trauma if you don't communicate? Cinematically speaking, Jaggi is a film par excellence. But it's a film I wish I never saw. Or rather, if I'm wishing for things, I wish this film had never been made. That it never had to be made. I wish the social realities depicted in Jaggi were not that at all, but instead just a figment of someone's imagination. Or nightmares. Would I recommend that you watch it? Yes, 100%. It throws light on something that's seldom talked about, despite being a grave social reality. But I'd give you a trigger warning as well, because it horrifies you to your core. The film is not widely available right now, but be on the lookout, for it might be screened near you soon. That was all for this episode. Thanks for listening. Do I Like It is a Quint original podcast executive produced by Ritu Kapoor and Shelly Walia, hosted by Garima Sadhwani, and produced and edited by Anjali Palor. It uses audio from the film Jaggi, and the theme music is from BMG.
You were listening to the Quints podcast.